Hey guys, it's Brian from Weird World War II, and today we got a great interview with a great guy. We've got Jeff from Tabletop Board Game. Welcome, Jeff.
Hey man, what's going on?
Good, man. Just chilling. What have you been up to?
Way too much. I got lots going on right now, so it's all good though. It's all good.
Very good, very good. Well, tonight we are interviewing Jeff because he is the owner of Incursion, which is an most excellent Weird World War II board game, miniature board game. But I'm not even sure what you would call that. It's kind of a hybrid, isn't it?
Yeah, I take it.
Board game. But yeah. So, Jeff, tell us how you got into the hobby, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. So I'm out in Arizona, so I'm nearby you, and I moved out here. Oh boy, probably about 30 odd years ago. Used to live out East Coast. And when I was a kid, probably about 8 or 9, D&D started becoming really big, and I got into that with some friends of mine. We started gaming, a little small gaming group, and that carried me on through high school, college. Switched over to Palladium's Rifts. I think we did Heroes Unlimited first, then we did Rifts. And I just started playing all sorts of different games and just having a blast. After that, I started playing around between the modeling, the tabletop, and as I got older, it got into something I can open up a box really quick and play a quick game with some friends. Kids now and all that, you barely have any time, and
that's true.
Work too. This is my nighttime job. My daytime job, I'm a professor, so I teach actually board gaming and how do you make a product? How do you sell a product?
Right on. Well, look at that, guys. If you guys need to talk to, Jeff about how to get into it, he's the man to talk to, obviously. Very cool. Very cool.
Once.
That's awesome. Well, tell us what draw you to the Weird World War II? What's your draw to it?
Nazis, zombies. I mean, what else do you need?
Perfect enemies, right?
Hey, that's it. Done. No, my father was a Navy medic in the Korean War, served with the first Marines. Just had a lot of military influence growing up. Saw a lot of World War II movies and things like that. That was, kind of what was on TV when I was a kid. So, zombies, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's just like the two blended together. It was just like,
it's funny because, I was the same way. My brothers were older than me. I'm the youngest in the family, but we watched war movies and stuff. And then my brothers had all those Marks. Remember the Marks toys?
Yep.
The Navarone set and the Battlefield set and that. So we always had like toy soldiers all the way. And I was a big comic book fan. I was like big into like Army of War and Sergeant Rock and stuff
Sergeant
like that.
Rock.
Yeah. So that was my boy. But that kind of got me into the whole World War II. And then Weird War Tales and
right
stuff like that was just another draw. And it was cool to think about, like, man, I could play with Captain America fighting against Nazis or whatever. That was a lot of fun. But I think
it's kind of like that what if, and that was something that really got me with the Weird World War II. It's just like, what would really happen historically or
if
if the world got taken over by zombies? Would we keep fighting? Hopefully not.
It's true. It's like, can you control the zombies? Can you not control the zombies? Are they just do whatever? I mean, I don't know, man. But there's certain belligerents in the war that you could definitely tell would probably weaponize that.
Yep, exactly.
Like the Nazis, probably the Russians, the Japanese would probably do it. But I don't know if the Western powers would, the Western allies.
I don't know. Yeah, it's
I don't know if people would want, Smithers' wife would be happy that he's been resurrected to refight, I don't know.
Yeah, you always hope that we wouldn't do it, but you never know, man.
But you never know, man. Desperate. I mean, World War II saw itself in reality doing some weird stuff, coming up with some crazy ideas, but out of necessity. So,
yeah, no, totally.
But and being World War II, being such the conflict that is like good versus evil, it's pretty straightforward. Fascism versus freedom,
right?
So it's kind of like the last Noble War.
We've
seen, but if war can ever be noble. But
Yeah, I know. It seemed to like get murkier after that,
it
more political. But when wasn't it?
yeah, I mean, I guess it's all relative, huh? But
Right, right.
so I mean, you owning Incursion, which is an excellent board game. Tell us how that came to be.
Oh gosh, yeah. So I've been playing Incursion, yeah, not since like the print and play days. I got a copy of that, but I was on the first edition playing with these little guys. I got
Yeah,
the
the
paper
papers.
guys,
Yeah,
punch out. First edition right there.
that's
Hard to come
awesome.
by now. Hard to come
I
by.
never got. I didn't get a chance to get the first one.
They're really cool, man. It's it was an indie game. Jim and John, the way they started it was Jim and his brother were working with Andy Cooper and Wendy with Secrets of the Third Reich. Speaking of a tabletop game, and just phenomenal, rich character, the lore. I mean, it was just awesome. And Jim, I don't think it was a bar napkin. I may be wrong, but he sent me a picture of their first draft, and he goes, I want it in a board game, because he wanted to bring the game down to those narrow hallways and the confines of, like what you could do inside, say, the Rock of Gibraltar. And so he converted it over to a board game, and I really got to know him. Oh gosh, I can't remember the year now, but when they started the Kickstarter, him and John Roberts went to getting away from the paper. They wanted to get into the plastic. So I got one of the HMG
Yeah, that's great.
and it was just exciting. It was great. I got to know the guys. Actually flew out to San Antonio and had a beer and wings with Jim. Played the pre-production copy in a bar somewhere, and we had a real blast. And after a while, after the Kickstarter funded, I think I have 10 copies in this room right now, maybe 14. Those are the ones I own. Before I bought before I ended up with the IP. And I was doing some work and developing some different ideas. We had the sandbox where we were playing a lot. And Jim and John just started dropping off channels. Life got busy for them. They really took a beating on that Kickstarter personally. It was, they all are. They're all brutal, and they reached out to me probably a couple of months before COVID, before the shutdown.
Oh,
and
wow.
we started making conversations. I was in the process of developing my own game system, doing the same thing, trying to take tabletop stuff and bring it down to the board game level. But I wanted to keep the massive amounts of miniatures,
Yeah.
And that they reached out and they just said, hey, would you be interested in doing this? We see you got a web page, see you're coming up. And I said, sure. I think I lasted 2 seconds. Sure.
Yeah. Don't force me now. Don't bend my arm.
It was, keep the game alive. It's definitely a game that's, incredibly just awesome. And they shipped everything over to me, and like literally had a trailer show up at my house, and the truck driver's like, we got to get this thing unloaded. And then it was like, we're going to be shut down tomorrow. I mean, the nation was shutting down. And I'm sitting there going, am I going to have to pay rent for this thing? And so I busted butt and emptied that thing out. And I got the truck driver to take it away, thank God. And it was just really cool. It was like a surreal thing happening. And speaking of Andy and Wendy, they reached out to me and asked if I wanted all the molds back. So I'm now casting the whole metal line.
Wow.
That's all being made in the US now. And I'm doing that. This is like literally all me. So if you make an order, I just be patient. I do shipping in 2 steps. No, I mean, it's like so expensive now. I have to do shipping separate because I literally will go back home at night and look at all my different ways of shipping to somebody, and I try and find the best deal for everybody. But it makes it 2 steps.
I mean, I guess it would be hard to just give like the flat rate scales.
I'm too small. I'm way too small, man.
Because I mean, because you see that and it looks like it's very inflated. And I would think, if you went by, I mean, obviously Warlord can't do that, something like that. Yeah. They got hundreds of orders probably, but like smaller companies, I mean, they'll just let me come back to you in like a day.
I hate doing it. But
I know it doesn't seem like, but if you're giving people a discount, I mean,
I'm trying.
I'll be like, okay.
I mean, I literally haven't raised any prices since the Kickstarter, so you can still get the Kickstarter edition. I got the base game, the Snafu expansion, and the extras. and they're all the Kickstarter prices. The metals, I kept the prices that Andy and Wendy had on their store. And metal has doubled.
Yeah.
Shipping has cost
Monitor.
everybody going up, but when I get stuff shipped to me, I literally eat that, and so it's like it's challenging nowadays. I'm sure we all know it. So I don't want to, I do it because I love it, and I'm not going broke, so, but it's tight. It's tight nowadays.
I think that's pretty much in everything.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
and then unfortunately, these being recreational things, you really gotta try to make it what you can make it.
Yeah. And you can't really jack up prices. I mean, if you look at the boxes, the base game, actually, if you add up all of them, there's like 140 plus miniatures in the game,
There's a
about
bunch
50
of them.
plus unique sculpts, and it weighs almost 11 pounds to ship a whole set. It's like, I got
That's
it right here,
awesome.
like 12 inches by 12 inches by about 10 inches. It's massive, and it's chock full of miniatures. I mean, but it costs money. It does cost money to make. And right now prices are going up on manufacturing in China. So, it's a good time to make it here if we can.
It's true. I mean, even China, I mean, who knows what's going to happen next week, let alone a month or two.
Is it a shutdown? Yes, no, maybe, no shipping. Yes.
Yeah,
shipping.
it's like the world explode. I mean, hell, who knows?
I know. I got a magic 8 ball on my desk. I always ask it what's coming next.
Well, I'm sure you'll be safe with all the lead, right? Your lead pile can line your house.
I got a brick right here. I just got some in.
Is that a lead brick?
Yeah, it's a brick, a 2-pound brick of Britannia, which is not really well known. This stuff is actually FDA approved as food safe.
Oh, really? Okay. Is that what you use for the metals?
Yeah, we use it in cooking. So when you get pots that are welded together, they use Britannia to weld it together. And that's why sometimes when you overheat a pot without water, you're actually melting the Britannia inside.
Huh.
So interesting. Yeah, it's really cool. And I like it because it's FDA approved. Like, if I eat on it, I should survive. I don't know if I'd survive that. But.
It's like you can put that in your packaging. Like, the kids are licking it. It's okay.
FDA approved.
Lick his fingers. It's FDA approved.
So I know the FDA enough to watch out. But yeah, so we literally have the miniatures are available again. We have all the miniatures going around. They're all being made here very slowly. It takes time.
Well, there you go, guys. Incursion, US made.
Yep.
US made.
Yeah, I gotta get some stickers. I know Lee Gaddis is good about that. I got to get honest about it too. Start putting stickers on stuff.
Yeah, start saying, and that's Lee, guys. If you don't know Lee from Gaddis Gaming, he's up in Detroit. Yeah, he's got a shattered crown right there,
right over there. Awesome. My buddy's game.
Yeah, so Lee's a independent game designer up in Detroit, I believe, and he's he's pretty much a one-man guy, and he keeping it local, and kind of everybody supporting each other. And it's a good business model.
Yeah, it's really hard to do everything in the U.S. because we've lost so much manufacturing, but he does awesome, and there's a whole bunch of people that are trying to do that. It's really cool.
It's funny being in Texas. There's quite a few wargaming manufacturers here, which is cool.
You have Reaper, right? I think
Reaper's here. Yeah, Reaper.
I got Black Dragon up there. I don't know if you can see them, but
Black Site Studios. They do all that MDF stuff and their minis lines, and there's a lot of stuff down there. We used to have 2 Hour War Games, but he went off. Ed went off to you guys, didn't he?
Yeah, we got him now.
Yeah, so he's over
he's
there
cool,
now.
dude.
So
we got Battle Foam out here in Arizona.
Oh, that's right.
So, they're right down the street. We had the buddy of mine who was with FBI. He had a FLGS. He just shut it down.
No, that's rough, man.
Yeah, it's been rough. He was getting ready to retire.
He's
been lucky.
Brick and mortars, man. It's like, I think we're all Americans gonna turn into the whole British kind of concept of clubs.
Yeah,
gaming clubs, maybe rent a room every month and do like a little con or something. But because it's just
costs money to keep the store open, man.
Yeah, that's that
drive through this, drive through that. And
when you're competing against the whole world, selling little toys, man, it's
great to be across the table from people. That's what I love about gaming.
we're hitting a local con here this weekend, and it's going to be the first one since
Oh, cool.
COVID hit. So I'm stoked for that social aspect, because I mean,
Yeah.
I think most of us being war gamers, we're social beasts, and
Yeah.
we've been without it for so long. I think it's going to be coming back hard this year or next. So
this might be the year that everyone does well if you hung in there,
yeah, until the next damn plague hits.
OB25.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like it's 3.8 now, I think, version or whatever it might be. But
I'll give them credit. Back in the day, we didn't know what was going to happen. So, but I think it's good to be opening up again, and yeah, it feels good to see everybody.
Well, Incursion is the perfect game to take to cons or even on trips. I mean, it's all self-contained. Self-contained. Everything fits in the box. Look at that. Look at that big box, guys.
But this is enough. You can actually get almost everything in here from the other boxes, but there's a lot of stuff inside.
And then you have the boards, you got the books, you got all the minis and the dice and the doors and everything, man. It's a huge, huge set.
Let's see, Snafu. There's the next one.
Yep. Excellent game.
And
that's when the Brits hit Gibraltar.
Yep. MI13.
Yeah.
And the downside, it was the downside, but it was kind of like all the stretch goals. They went into a white box. And, got all slapped in there. I got some really nice dice with these. That was my painted set though. So COVID for me was I took 140 plus miniatures, tried to figure out how to paint them under 5 minutes each.
Oh, what?
Yeah, all of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. I'm not a painter. I am not a painter.
Man. As I get older, I am not the painter. It is a labor of no love. I just
see if I grab one. I got Hans here somewhere.
Oh yeah, Hans.
Let's see. I can't be too.
Very cool.
Kind of hard to see. Not too bad. I mean, my doors were the best thing I painted.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of doors right there too. How many? It was
30
like 20,
doors.
30 doors.
Yeah, it was insane.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, that was the best thing I painted, I think.
I haven't painted, man. We're in the process of painting up. We played out the box sets campaign already on our YouTube channel, but we didn't do it painted because we were so excited to jump into it and start playing. But when we do Snafu, we're gonna have everything painted. So we're still working on that.
I can't wait to see that.
It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be very cool.
Yeah, I've been trying to bring back the forums and get everything back online again because that it was weird. Even though we weren't locked down, we had a really good forum on the Grindhouse page where we all shared and collaborated.
I remember that. Yeah, I was on that one.
Yeah. Nope. Yeah, it just got to the point where it was another expense. They couldn't just sit there and watch money going out the door. And so it just sucked that they shut it down before we talked because I could have taken it over or something, or I don't know. But
all that stuff is pretty fluid, decisions are made on the spot. So
shutdown messed up a lot of things. At that point during shutdown, Kevin and another buddy of mine and I had been working on a Steam version. And it's out on Steam right now. Incursion's out there.
Very cool.
It costs money to play Steam or whatever, but like I don't charge for Incursion. It's a free game.
Oh, great.
So we did that kind of like, we lost Jim Slade. We don't know whatever happened to him. So Kevin and I said, we'll just give it away for free because if we ever collected money, what would we do with Jim's? So and then COVID happened. We're like, well, maybe people can get together virtually and play games. And we thought that'd be fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that place, that place setting just to kind of keep people, in it until they can get back in front of each other.
Yeah, exactly. Great way to test things out too. I may actually start some beta releases that way too.
That'd be cool.
For the new stuff.
Yeah, throw it out there, see what people say, and
can't promise it though because artwork is slow. I mean, I can't tell you. Oh my gosh, it is slow.
But it's good. It's good looking art. What I've seen.
Yeah. I got an incredible 3D artist. I got one of this guy. I was testing out one of my new 3D printers. So this guy is a German from the Eastern Front, which is another expansion coming. I was trying to see how big I could make a print without crushing my 3D printer. He had to go upside down. But yeah, so the Germans that are going to be fighting the Russians, are coming. But before they come, I was going to do Iwo Jima to introduce the Marines.
Yeah. So tell us what's coming. What's coming new for a tabletop board game?
So next up is the Pacific Theater. This Pacific Theater is going to bring us back to Iwo Jima. In this new timeline in 1949 or so, we left Iwo Jima. We didn't take it over. We had a small base on there, and we evacuated rather than fighting. And instead of like, owning the island and going back and forth, we waited, and then we started our island hopping again later, about 5-6 years later. And now it's going to be pretty tough. It's going to be, it was pretty tough to begin with. It's going to be tougher now because the Japanese are on it, and they got some crazy stuff waiting for us.
Oh, man, I can't wait.
Yeah, and I also brought in the 13th grinders. So a shout out to the boys. The UDTs, the 13th, were actually there on Iwo Jima. So these are the predecessors to the Navy SEALs, and they're not going to be in their skivvies. They're going to be pretty crazy. Try 45 caliber machine guns and all this crazy stuff. Cool. So, and we got snipers and demons, and we got this guy called Demeen, or this girl called Demeen, or this creature called Demeen. It's a survivor on the island, and it's just wrecking havoc with the Japanese. So we're gonna have some fun gameplay, some new twist in the gameplay, but at its heart, it's still incursion. And we are going from board to tiles. So I'm getting rid of the six fold thing. I personally hate them. John Roberts was happy I was doing this. It was something they wanted to do with the second release of Incursion, but they just didn't get there, and they were trying to fit the tiles together. And so I'm doing double-sided in the caverns of Iwo Jima, and then on top of the land. So if you're bringing drop troopers and stuff like that, it'll be a lot easier nowadays.
Very cool. Kind of like Dust. I'll go back. Dust kind of went. Yeah. They went to the big tiles.
Yeah. I'm going to go back eventually to the rock. It's called Brit's Rock. And going to have a guitar playing Brit. Going to bring in the Tartan Terrors
instead of the
bagpipers.
The bagpipers, you got some Mohawk guitarists.
Yeah, no, we're getting the highlighters. I know a lot of Scots, so I'll bring in the Scots too.
That'd be cool.
But that'll allow me to redo the board and have it double-sided tiles. And I got some stuff like I want to go to China. Flying tigers. Maybe real tigers, I don't know. And then the Bifrost Protocol is going up to a secret Nazi base in Antarctica.
Yeah, so, awesome.
So all sorts of wild stuff coming, but yeah, I got to get through the first stuff first. Not to mention, I had like shelved all my games I was working on to take over Incursion. Literally was pretty close.
So tell us some of your other stuff that you got available.
So I got this one called War Delve that I've been working on, and it's kind of like it's a dungeon crawl. So you build a dungeon as you play. So you literally open the box, put a couple of tiles down, and less than 5 minutes you start playing the game. And before you know it, you can have almost all 107 miniatures on the table. You could be I can fill a 6x6 foot table, or you can build upward. I actually got the pre-production copy in here. So I got
very nice.
Try and get it centered for you. Really, really big box.
Wow, look at that.
Another one. And what we do is we do a lot of these little, you can fold the yeah. And it's got a really nice looking rule book. I had to do a lot of layout myself, so it was very painful. Cool. The inside of the box is just chock full. It's like about 10-11 pounds of stuff. And I did the Incursion thing. Incursion was self-published, and what they did is they did everything with paper minis. So I got my dwarf here. The heroes are the bad guys this time. The heroes come in and try and take over your dungeon as you're fighting other dungeon bosses to make the biggest, baddest dungeon of them all. And we got like lots of tokens and chits and creatures and things in there.
That's awesome.
And eventually I want to do a miniature line. The biggest bad guy in the whole box is this worm.
Sweet.
Yeah, this guy's huge. He is like literally massive. But it's kind of strategy mixed with a little bit of luck. Like I had about almost all the box out on my side on the army, and this stupid little halfling comes in and just like decimated my whole army. This hobbit was something to watch out for, but it's a pretty fun game. It's really fast, easy to play. And that to me was what tabletop board games was going to be. It's just bring out the miniatures, get around the table with your friends, have a blast. Yeah, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 5 players, whoever, get
Yeah,
your friends around the table, just have a good time.
that's awesome.
And I got a few other things lined up. I got a line of dragons from my sculptor. I got Danny Melendez out in Spain. He's doing a line of dragons, and so I'm making a dragon game. Now this is painted by me,
Nice.
so it sucks.
Very good. Nah.
It's as good as I can do with my patience. I have like the patience of a 5-year-old. And I'm trying to do like, there's all these different regions on an island, and they are all like ruled by a dragon or a race, and they're either symbiotic or they're not. And to take over the whole country, you have to kill one of every dragon and collect its horns or something like that.
That's
And
cool.
so in a box, you get some heroes, and then you'll get like a bunch of different races, like a king or whatever, a leader, some champions, and then some troops, and then the dragon, of course, a couple of tiles, and you'll be able to play the game out of the box. But as you buy more and more boxes, you can build the whole world. And it'll be something cool and fun.
Cool.
Yeah, so just it's a lot of stuff in development, but I kind of like COVID pushed me back. Starting the business for real with Incursion, that kind of like, it didn't slow me down, but accelerated me in ways, differently.
Yeah.
But it's been pretty fun. It's been really cool.
Well, good.
Meeting a lot of great people, it's been really fun.
I bet. It's I used to own a miniatures company, and I met a lot of people working through, I had sculptors and casters and stuff. And I worked with Aaron Brown from Black Crab. He's down in New Zealand. He was my sculptor. And Forrest Harris of Knuckle Duster was my caster. Yeah. All great guys, all fantastic guys.
It's a world of community. I got Ian down in Brazil. I got Prasad in India. Danny's in Spain. I'm doing a little bit of work with Stuart from Studio Miniatures in Scotland. Cool. It's my mold maker. I was making some of my old molds, but it just gets so busy that I met some really great guys in Rhode Island. It's just really really great community of people.
And a lot of there's some great sites and hubs out there where people can like interact and start hey man, I offer these products or offer this kind of service and whatnot, and or just being gamers, just being geeks, and you're like, hey man, have you ever thought of next thing you know.
I mean, you get they're like, hey, do you have a Facebook page? Okay, let me go make a Facebook page. And I get invited from fans of Incursion. There's a Facebook page already. So now, you go to that page is better than my page. And so I'm trying to big shout out to you guys. I mean, for what you guys do, it's all the stuff that we can't keep up with. I mean, there's just so much. The beta testers, I got tons of guys beta testing for me. Ernie and Kevin do so much work for me that are just freebie guys. They pitch in wherever they can help. That's awesome. A big shout out to the whole community, because it takes a lot to get this stuff to go, and nobody's rich.
I mean, I do the whole Weird World War II brand for me is just the love of the genre. I mean, I love it all. It's just a blast. And it does a lot. It takes some time, and that's just, putting stuff together. I couldn't, actually producing and writing and stuff like that. That's a whole nother beast. So happy to help, man. Totally.
That's awesome. It's really cool. It's well, appreciated.
Well, you mentioned beta testers. Is there a way where people can contact you and kind of get involved with you, maybe see if they can help you out?
Yeah, on the webpage, on tabletopboardgames.us, we have a contact thing. Sometimes I really try to make sure that when people sign up, I read the message, which ends up being at the bottom of my screen. So I got to remember to scroll up. But it does have my email on there too. And so if anyone emails me, I'll reply at almost any time of the day. I don't sleep much. So I try to get back to people as fast as I can. I think it's just respectful. But I love talking to people and finding out about them and their love of the games, and whatever they're into too. It doesn't have to be mine. I just love talking to people. So
I mean, especially shit with this lockdown stuff, man. I need to talk to people too, dude. I work from home.
I need to get out.
It's like, I'm a at-home dad, and I take care of my kids, and I don't, I'm stuck at home a lot, and it's in this whole, interacting with other people. It's nice.
Yeah, it is.
That aren't teenagers, or some shit. It's like, ooh, have some adult.
like about 40 years ago, who would ever thought it would be enough money to go buy a couple $100 game and sit around a table with friends and drink a beer? But
It's
it's
true.
awesome. It is
It
awesome.
is. It is awesome when you can get that going. It's freaking awesome. It really
Yeah.
is. Well, fantastic. I will be sure to put. I'll get with you and get all your links and everything that you want, and
thank you.
we'll stick it down in the comments, so you guys be sure to check it out. We have a discount with Jeff, so use that to benefit from that, and definitely check out his Incursion. It's excellent, and it's a weird World War II at its finest. So not hard to play, real easy to learn, and the minis and the game it's fast and fun, and they look fantastic on the tabletop.
Cool, thanks, man.
But listen, man, if you ever got anything coming down the pipe, I'm jonesing to see some of this PTO stuff. I'm ready to see.
Yeah. I'll push it out to you.
Yeah, I expect, you were talking about the Chinese too. I've been wargaming the Chinese right now in our Weird War campaign, and yeah, I'd love to see some Chinese, fighting the Japs or whatever. That'd be a lot of fun.
I want to bring everything in. I want to bring in every continent, every faction. The Finns, how can we forget the Finns or the Canadians? There's just so many people participated in it.
It was truly a world war.
Yeah.
And it was all over the world.
Yep. Everyone's got to get represented.
That's cool. And it's just that time, man.
Yeah.
And listen, if Weird World War II can help you, we're here for you, man.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So listen, again, swing by tabletopboardgames.us.
Yep.
Check out Jeff's stuff. And if you feel you want to help out or whatever, give him a ring and see what you guys can do. See what we can all do to push the hobby and push the genre. All right. Jeff, it was great talking to you, brother.
Yeah, great talking to you, man.
All right, man. Whatever you do, you keep it weird, brother.